Chichi Letswalo, I don't want a husband or kids. Please subscribe and share videos. Chichi Letswalo has made up her mind about the things that make her happy and is adamant they don't include a husband and children. She told TshisaLIVE that she has witnessed all of her friends get married then get divorced, and having empathized with them during that painful process she knew for sure it was not for her. I don't want to get married personally ever. I don't believe you need to get married in order to be a professional, to have a family, or to be happy. I don't want to get married and I don't want children. It is a personal choice and a promise I have. The actress explained that her decision came from her sense of self-awareness. She said being aware of her do's and her don'ts made her realize that she isn't built for a life of husband and kids. She said putting herself first and being honest enough to admit that she is not made to handle marriage and raising kids was an act of love in her eyes. Certain people aspire to have a family and children. I am not one of them. I have different aspirations, she said. It's never been a dream of mine to have a husband and kids. The thought of it actually gives me anxiety. I think children are wonderful. A family is wonderful, but I feel like the world has changed so much and women have revolutionized themselves so much that you can choose to the kind of woman you wanted to be. Chichi explained that she enjoyed relationships and loves being in love but wanted the freedom to pursue her dreams. She said she refuses to be bullied by status quo into doing things she knows will not bring her any joy. I just want to be able to do the things that I love, things that make me happy. Surrounded by people that love me, who I love in return. Presenting being with people and acting those things give my soul. Saddened by death of health spokesman Joe Mela. Please subscribe and share videos. Government has expressed shock and sadness following the death of Joe Mela, Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi's spokesperson. Joe practiced his craft with passion and the Strait saw him grow from strength to strength as he served across various government departments over the years, said Minister of Communications Mamloko Gubain, on behalf of government communicators. Mela apparently accidentally shot himself at a shooting range in Silverton in Pretoria, police said. In his daily work, he always viewed the media as a partner to address the health challenges we face as a country. He contributed to creating an informed citizenry as he communicated government's health policies and programs to the public, Gubain said. She said Mela upheld the principles and ethics of the communication profession. Inquest docket opened. Police spokesperson Lunjlo Dlamini said, a 48-year-old male shot himself at a shooting range in Silverton at around 1800 hours on Thursday. Dlamini said the circumstances surrounding the incident would be part of an inquest. An inquest docket has been opened. The minister said in a statement on Friday afternoon that it was with a profound sense of sadness that he made the announcement about Mela's death. He passed yesterday evening. The circumstances surrounding his death are not yet known to the ministry. Joe Mela is survived by his wife and 2 children, Motsoaledi said in a statement. I appeal to the media and members of the community to allow the family space to deal with his death. Details of his memorial and funeral services will be announced as soon as we receive information from the family. Jordan gone to ground as another woman allegedly accuses him of rape. Please subscribe and share videos. Another woman is said to have accused football boss Danny Jordan of raping her, according to singer and former MP Jennifer Ferguson. Just yesterday, Wednesday, I got a message from somebody who experienced the same thing with him, Ferguson told Herald Live from Sweden on Thursday. I don't know if she will be ready to disclose. A relative of somebody in a very high position. It's a big step to step out, she said. The 56-year-old singer and former ANC MP has spent the past 2 days, since revealing her alleged rape, facing an overwhelming barrage of questions and also coming to terms with speaking out 24 years later. And while Ferguson is resolute in her call for all of us to have the courage to move out of the places that have shamed us, Jordan has gone to ground. Phone calls, WhatsApp messages and visits to his home have yielded no response from the Football Association boss and former Nelson Mandela Bay mayor. Ferguson said she did not want to commit to opening a criminal case against Jordan for the rape alleged to have taken place at the Holiday Inn in Port Elizabeth in 1993. Part of healing is coming forward with the truth. If Danny could come forward in truth and an apology, she said. Asked if she believed that would ever be a reality, she said, "Our country has done so many truly amazing things between perpetrators and survivors. This is not a new conversation for us in South Africa. The TRC process started in '94 and for all its flaws and shortcomings it was a revolutionary model. We, Ferguson and Jordan, met in this terrible space. Who knows how he is processing this? Maybe there is going to be something good out of this." While Ferguson has found her voice, Jordan, SOF officials and the ANC, of which Jordan is a high-ranking member, have remained silent. When asked yesterday for a response to the allegations, ANC regional spokesman Gifton Kennedy said, "The difficult part with this issue is that it is only the word of Jennifer Ferguson and we have not heard the word of Comrade Danny Jordan, so it will be difficult for us to respond." SOFA spokesman Dominic Chimavi did not respond to requests for comment. Police spokesman Colonel Priscilla Naidu said for police to investigate Ferguson would need to come forward and open a case. More than 1.1 billion invisible people lack identification. Please subscribe and share videos. More than 1.1 billion people worldwide officially don't exist, going about their daily lives without proof of identity. The issue leaves a significant fraction of the global population deprived of health and education services. Among these invisible people, many of whom live primarily in Africa and Asia, more than one-third are children susceptible to violence whose births have not been registered, the World Bank's Identification for Development (ID4D) program recently warned. The problem is particularly acute in geographical areas whose residents face poverty, discrimination, epidemics or armed conflicts. Vijay Desai, who manages the ID4D program, said the issue arises from a number of factors, but cited the distance between people and government services in developing areas as major. For populations near the Peruvian Amazon, for example, traveling to an administrative service can take some 5 days of transit by boat, according to Carolina Trively, Peru's former development minister. Many families are also simply not informed about the importance of birth registration, and the consequences of non-registration, which can include the denial of basic rights and benefits, or an increased likelihood of marrying or entering into the labor force underage. And even if parents are aware of the need to declare a birth, costs can be crippling, said Anne-Sophie Lois, representative at the United Nations in Geneva and director of the children's aid organization Plan International. As a result, millions of children in Africa and Asia first encounter the administration only once they reach school age. But birth certificates are often needed to enroll in school or take national exams, Lois said. Deliberate concealment. Thus, the political climate also discourages many families from allowing themselves to be officially identified. People fear to be identified from one ethnic group or from one nationality, said Trively. The government has sometimes, sadly, preferences for some groups rather than another. And in many countries, births of children born out of wedlock or as a result of rape are sometimes deliberately concealed for fear of discrimination. In China, avoiding birth registration was also deliberate for years for fear of repercussions due to the one-child policy. Beyond being barred from attending school, these children can fall prey to violence ranging from forced labor for boys to early marriage for girls, denounced by UNICEF in a 2013 report. These children can also fall victim to human trafficking. The legal invisibility of unregistered children makes it more likely that their disappearance and exploitation will go unnoticed by authorities, Lois said. Protecting personal data to combat this immense problem, Organizations are patiently working on the ground to identify these invisible people. Digital technologies have provided a tremendous boost, Lois said, as a way to increase registration, provide legal documentation of vital events and produce statistics that are complete and accurate. Trively said it also helps that technology is getting lighter. You can go to the people with very small devices to gather biometric data on the ground. Plant International, which launched the campaign Every Child Counts in 2005, has contributed to the registration of more than 40 million children in 32 countries. The organization developed a digital strategy. Village leaders can download a mobile app capable of notifying the government of births and deaths in their villages. Digital birth registration systems not only provide children with a legal identity but also provides governments with a continuous source of information through the collection of data, Lois said. This allows them to plan effectively for all services that a child needs, including vaccination programs and education. The World Bank recognizes, however, that centralized identification systems could expose vulnerable groups to risks linked to misuse of their personal data. We are very cautious, TshisaLIVE ID4D emphasized. To have a legal framework in place that protects privacy in personal data is key.